Good evening and welcome back to 29 News Streaming. Live in the newsroom, I'm Isla Miyabi, and thanks so much for joining me for tonight's edition of Your Day in News, where we recap the top stories of the day. Democratic momentum may be building faster than expected, with analysts pointing to a potential blue flip in the House. Avery Davis explains how many seats may be flipped.
The projections are right now that Democrats are very likely to gain more than enough seats to take a majority in the House.
Political scientist Alan Abramowitz, who writes for Sabato's Crystal Ball, foresees the so-called blue wave sweeping midterm elections.
A gain of 15, 20, or 25 seats is certainly possible.
Midterms rarely favor the president's party, Abramowitz says. President Trump's low approval rating could lead to lots of House seats flipping.
The pattern of midterm losses by the president's party is more consistent in House elections than in Senate elections.
The Senate could very well keep a narrow Republican majority, Abramowitz says, but Virginia will likely be unaffected.
Personal advantage of incumbency isn't what it used to be. That is true. I would say that Mark Warner is probably quite safe.
The results of these races, Abramowitz says, will help solidify Trump's legacy. Nationwide partisan redistricting efforts, he believes, will have little sway on the outcome.
Because you have both Democratic-controlled states and Republican-controlled states doing this, the net impact might be fairly small.
Avery Davis, 29 News.
Senator Mark Warner is raising new concerns about unsealed documents tied to the 2020 election in Georgia. Jeanette Hastings has more on what he's calling for.
Why in the heck was the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, on the scene when she has nothing to do with domestic election security?
Warner is referring to the unsealed FBI affidavit connected to a search of 2020 election records in Fulton County, Georgia. The documents indicate the search stemmed from claims that have previously been debunked and found no foreign intelligence connection, something the senator says makes the director's presence difficult to explain. Warner says he and other lawmakers are seeking testimony to better understand the decision-making behind that appearance. At the same time, he points to what he calls positive bipartisan momentum in Congress.
It was good news coming out of the House yesterday that now the House and the Senate in bipartisan way has said no to these Trump tariff taxes.
Jeanette Hastings, 29 News.
The University of Virginia will soon display a rare copy of the Declaration of Independence in honor of President's Day. Gabby Wilmot tells us the significance and why this is such a big deal.
A rare copy of the Declaration of Independence does not arrive until Monday, but when it does, it will be displayed inside the rotunda for everyone to see.
This one is especially rare.
A piece of history printed just days after independence was declared is coming to grounds for President's Day. UVA has 2 Dunlap broadsides, printed by John Dunlap, the official printer of Congress, in 1776. That copy, the McGregor, is going on display Monday and is one of the only 26 known to exist. This version is the small collection copy.
But the declaration that pops to mind immediately for most of us, the one with the large John Hancock signature, was actually created and signed a month after these rare broadside copies.
It's a chance for people to see how history was made, the difference between the small collection copy and how it puts UVA's history into perspective. A moment that will stick with many.
We're just really pleased and excited to be sharing it with the community.
Gabby Womack, 29 News.
Today was game day for Louisa County's annual Lines Together basketball game for students in adapted curriculums. Kate Nectarline speaks with coaches and parents about what makes this game so special.
The community here tells me it's less about what's on the scoreboard, although I do have to give credit to the Lions, but more about everything else that comes with this game. The teamwork, the hustle, and the opportunity.
He say we win every time. If they win or lose, he always come back and say we win.
That's how Shannon Haywood's son Noah feels about playing for Louisa in every game, with each pass, dribble, and bucket. Levine Bradshaw's son, Rondé, feels the same way.
They love it. They love practice. They love games. They love to travel.
Through the Medford League, students with disabilities across Central Virginia have been able to play other schools with their parents and huge crowds of classmates cheering them on.
Louisa always do it real big for the kids here. They make them feel very special.
Of course, it doesn't hurt to win, which Louisa did 48-38.
Just the hustle. I learned to go and share with your teammates, but also be aggressive to go get the ball.
On Thursday, Louisa celebrated 3 seniors who have been with the Lions since the beginning.
It's all about opportunity and giving these kids a chance to play in front of their peers. Just enjoy those things that sometimes we take for granted.
Bradshaw has only missed 2 games in 4 years and wants to see any families who might be considering joining the Medford League or other sports give it a shot.
Let them try. It doesn't matter. Everybody, all the kids have different disabilities. Let them at least go out there and try.
Kate Nectarline, 29 News.
That's all for tonight's edition of Your Day in News. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope that everyone has a great night. For 29 News, I'm Isla Miyabi.